Welcome to Financial Clinic, your ultimate guide to achieving financial success. Proudly sponsored by NCBA Bank. Join Sally Limo as she expertly shares invaluable tips and insights designed to empower you in reaching both your personal, business, and financial goals with NCBA Bank. Your journey to a brighter financial future starts here.
NCBA. Go for it.
My name is Samuel Gishoyi. I work for NCBA Investment Bank. We have a brokerage arm. That's where I sit, and I deal with retail sales. So what I do is I work with a team of financial advisors, and we are the ones who support mostly the retail and local investors teams. Yeah, a financial advisor is primarily somebody who would need to have some sort of qualifications, professional qualifications. In Kenya, it's actually important to have compulsory, it's in the constitution, to have Institute of Certified Investment and Financial Analysts. It's called ICIFA. We also have CC, especially for brokerage, where if you're going to advise clients, then you need these professional qualifications to be able to advise clients. Otherwise, there would be serious legal implications. Not having a financial advisor can be a very dangerous thing, because then what happens? We start following what we call the herd. You do things because other people did them. You will find yourself sometimes being overweight in some assets, or buying more very risky assets because you don't understand them. And so what we've seen in our Kenyan market is very many investors are driven by the return. They don't have a feel of high returns may mean high risk, which means we end up with a lot of people getting disappointed by the investments because they got in since somebody told them that there was a high return, without realizing that that high return had an underlying risk. Well, the most important thing in your investment journey is getting to know yourself as an investor and getting to understand what you'd be investing in vis-a-vis your financial personality. What we do is we try to help you to understand that financial personality and the products that you'd be investing in. And that would be a very important conversation that you need to have if you're going to chart your way to financial freedom. And that's what we are here for. So join me on the Financial Clinic.
Twende Mbele. NCBA. Go for it.
Go for it. And so come for it here, because you're going to get very, very professional advice. You're going to get that holistic kind of approach on how to manage your finances, and also getting testimonials from people who actually have an interaction with financial advisors. Are they really that important? Really? So get to know about this in this conversation and join it. Join us on 20316 by sending your SMS to that number, sending your questions. And just to help us understand this, we'll be joined by a professional from NCBA Bank who will be taking us through that and just telling us, is it really important to have these people with us, or is it too expensive for nothing? So we're going to know or see if we're going to get value for your money. And if you have, that need and you want to just have your financial struggles, or you need advice how to manage your wealth, personalized financial program, can I call them programs or something? Yeah, the professional will tell us. Then this is the place to be, because my guest will be taking us through that. So send in your questions on 20316, like I had said, on SMS, and then on WhatsApp, send us on 0786 316 316, and that is where all your questions will be answered. So if you're looking for a bank that truly believes in your potential and will push you forward into your success, then this is the place to be. So what you can do, send me a text, the word NCBA Bank, go for it, and I will hook you up with the right people to take you further in your financial journey. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, in studio. Gishoyi and Dr. Bella. Please introduce yourself fully. Doctor, I'll start with you.
Thank you very much, Sally, for having me again. My name is Bella Namango. I have a PhD in data privacy and risk management. I work at the British Council currently, and I'm a mother. I am born again. I love Christ as my personal savior. and I'm here just to have some very interesting conversation with the specialists.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Karibu sana. Karibu
Asante.
sana. Kishohe.
Yes, my name is Samuel Gishohi. I work for NCBA Investment Bank.
Right.
I'm a financial advisor. I work in the investment bank on the brokerage arm mostly, but we have a holistic set of products for financial solutions. And so what we do is we try to do a holistic, a solution for investors. Yes.
Okay. And first things first, let's get to understand then, what does a financial advisor do?
The key to what a financial advisor does is really to give investors, or they be individuals or people who want to put their money in different products, is first to give them advice.
Okay.
But this advice is usually based on interaction with the investor, to be able to figure out what their investment needs are, to be able to profile them and find out what would work for them, so that you can be able to structure a portfolio that suits their needs, because every investor is different.
Okay.
People are investing for different reasons. Some people want quick money. Some people want, a nest egg. Some people want a lot of safety and growth.
Yeah.
And there are also different stages. So a financial advisor is supposed to look at all this in terms of the investor.
Okay.
And then they're also supposed to be able to look at what the environment is. What is the investment environment? What is the economy doing? To even an extent of geopolitical issues that may be affecting, inflation and things like that. They should be able to be people who can be able to look at financial, statistics and financial issues, and then be able to put those two together.
Okay.
Bring the investor and all the investment products, which they should also understand.
Okay.
How does this product, does it suit the investor at this point in time? Does it suit the investor's need? Does it suit the investor's, investment plan and objectives? And then they're able to sort of structure a journey, an investment journey.
So there's so much actually a financial advisor does. And Dr. Bella, bringing you into the conversation, then what made you make that decision to have a financial advisor?
I think the first thing is I was listening to family radio.
Right.
On a day like this, driving to work, and I heard about the financial advice that was being given, and I knew that there was something I was not doing that is not right.
Okay.
But I didn't know where to go for help, because Sally, we are not taught how to manage money in school. That is the truth of the matter.
Yeah.
And therefore we all get learned, we are all in our different spaces. But the issue is nobody tells us that there's a principle on how to manage money. And therefore, I said, I think I need to follow up with this conversation. I took the number of, I think then you were interviewing Stella, and called her up, and we met. We started the journey from there. And that's how I understood, as Mr. Gigi has said, I didn't understand a lot of things, because one, I used to think investment was for the people who have money.
Okay.
You see, there are some norms that we have to disabuse, and the financial advisors help us to do this. Because if you don't know, and you don't know where to go for help, you keep on struggling. Okay. So the financial advisors are a good place to start, whether you have money or not. First of all, you have to put your house in order.
Right.
But in order to be able to put your house in order, you need somebody to handhold you and tell you the simple principles, from budgeting to where you are at the moment, and what do you envisage to do in the future in terms of, do you want to buy a house? Do you want to buy a car? Do you want to save for your children's school fees?
Yeah.
And you're looking at yourself and you're saying, but I don't know how to do this. So the financial advisor is a very, very key person, I would say, in the financial institutions.
Okay.
And they are there to help anybody. I don't think they discriminate. I think he will tell you that when you walk into the bank, they will receive you. And the advice is for free.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Talk of discrimination, Gishohi, because now she's talking about many people probably, imagine that for me to need to have a financial advisor, then it means I must have a lot of money. Is that do you cater for everyone across the board, and how do you go about it?
It's not how much you earn or you have, it's how you use the little you have.
Okay.
And that's why we have situations where you find somebody started as a matatu tout, and years later he owns a fleet of matatus or taxis. And sometimes you see somebody who had a very good job earning a lot of money, and years later they are walking on the street with nothing to their name. So there's no small money, because money is money. And if you look at the way we talk about money, even when we are in the investment space, we usually deal with money in percentages. So if you're going to make a return, we will say you're going to make a return of 10%. Now 10% of a million and 10% of 10 shillings is still 10%.
Yeah.
So the return would be the same whether you had a billion, it's just that the amount is different. So at the end of the day, apart from the fact that, of course, when you have a lot of money, you might be able to diversify more, the principles remain the same. Okay. And we have solutions across the board. These solutions for Anjiko, these solutions for, as you grow. And normally you will find that, and from my journey, over almost 20 years in this business, you find people who start with 1,000, 2,000 shillings, and years later they have a very big, well-diversified portfolio, because it's a journey. There's this saying that invest for the long term. Unfortunately, a lot of people misinterpret it. Okay. So what they will do is they'll buy something. It goes up, they don't sell it. It goes down, they don't sell it. It goes up, they don't sell it, because they keep saying, I'm in for the long term. Whereas the long term just means it goes up, I sell it and buy another one. Yeah. So you're investing for the long term, but there's a strategy towards how you're creating that wealth. So we don't discriminate. Everybody has a solution. Okay. And the solutions may change over time, because today if we do a risk profile for you, a month down the line or 3 months or a year down the line, as you learn more about the investment products and the investment solutions, you'll find even your propensity for risk may change. Okay. Reason being you're learning more. I mean, a lot of people fear investment because, one, they think it's because you have a lot of money. Two, because they think I might lose money. They are scared of losing money. But as you learn, when you lose, you learn from your mistakes, because there has to be some element of risk if you're going to make money anyway. Okay. So it's not an issue of how much you have. It's an issue of what are your objectives. Okay. And then we look at what is your risk preference, and then we look at what do you need to get to where you want to go. Regardless of how much you have, the journey can be charted. Okay. Yes.
Dr. Bella, is that the kind of, navigation you had in your financial journey, that kind of guidance like what Gisho is talking about in terms of risk, and all those things?
Exactly. Also, just to say, when I started with somebody who is a non-banker. Okay. But she guided me through about going to the bank and getting the advice. You see, I didn't even know that I should walk in the bank. To be honest, I didn't know that you can walk in the bank and get the financial advice. But she took me through that journey, and she told me, first of all, let's start from the basics. Where are you at, and what is happening with your money? What are the areas that maybe you are being so wasteful. You need to be a bit frugal if you want to do ABCD. Which bank do you bank with? Then I go to the bank and speak to. I even had, I mean, in priority banking, they give you an advisor. But you see, most of us don't make good use of them. And it's very important for people to make very good use of this financial advisors per se, because that is their job, number one. Two, because also they want actually to bring people on board to invest in their banking sector. And navigating was first of all to relearning about money, because what I knew about money was not the right thing.
Okay.
And there are so many people out there.
Yeah.
And he will tell you that people, when they walk into the bank, the questions they ask, he may expect them to know. He will be shocked. Like, he is also asking about this. No, it's just the truth. People do not know until they come to the financial advisors for advice.
Okay.
So the journey was made lighter for me because, number one, I got somebody who I became a friend to now. We made very good friendship, and it helped to kickstart off the process.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Wow. Friendship. So, Gishoi, one can just walk into NCBA Bank, any branch, and just sit there for advice, right? To come and sit
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. You see, the way we see it is that, you see, most people will come to the bank because what we know about banks traditionally is you come, put your money in an account. But then when you look at, when you're a relationship manager in the bank, looks at, you put money here, it's a big, maybe it's growing. Because investment is about disposable income. They can be able to look and see, wait a minute, how much do you really need in a month? You know, there's maybe 50,000 in this account or 100,000, but they'll notice you only usually touch, you know, 10,000 in a month or 20,000. So there's money that's sitting there that can be put somewhere where it can be earning more than it would probably earn just sitting in the account. And there's several ways you can do that. I mean, there's we have fixed income accounts, we have shares, we have bonds and other things that we offer. So based on that, then the part I was saying about profiling and trying to figure out what are your liquidity needs, what are your, what is this disposable income, will you need it in a certain period of time? So that they're able now to say, I think it would make more sense if you were putting it somewhere where it would be making you a certain amount. And maybe now start looking at other areas, because the more you diversify, we usually say you need to create passive income that can support you if you are in or out of a job, as in you're not doing anything. I mean, and what we're trying to say is we start building that. So that there's money coming to you that you didn't have to wake up in the morning. Actually, money wakes up for you. You don't wake up for money. And so that's the journey we want to work with the client. And so once they see that, they will then also redirect you if you need more expert advice to our advisors at the investment bank. And then the investment bank advisors will step in and support you with the different solutions depending on those needs. Yes.
And speaking to the brokerage, what you started by when you're introducing yourself, what is it about? Services, products? Because there are people probably out there who don't even know what that means. Probably you can just bring them up to speed what it is about at NCBA.
All right. Maybe I'll talk more about the investment bank because we work as a unit. I just happen to be more inclined towards the brokerage. So the investment bank offers you three things. You have brokerage, you have wealth management, and you have advisory. Now, advisory will deal with issues. For example, if a company is looking to raise money or to do a bond, and they will advise on that. So that is more on the institutional side. But also, if you have a company that you have grown and now you need to list it on the market, that kind of thing. Wealth management will have several solutions. Of course, going from the fixed income fund, which was formerly a money market fund, so the fixed income fund is going to give you a solution that gives you a return and as an amount of interest per year.
Okay.
And once you put your money in there, then it will start. You can decide that at the end of the month, whatever you earned for that month, they can pay you, or you can decide to reinvest it.
Okay.
You know,
So it's like a packing sort of thing. You're packing your money.
it's it's a fixed income account. So
It's
in
a
the
fixed,
background,
okay,
they're
all
investing.
right. Yeah.
They're investing in bonds. They're investing in treasury bills.
okay.
So it's a managed fund.
Okay.
So what you pay is a management fee. I think it's about 2%, and so. But whatever they have quoted, if they say it's 10, 11%,
Okay.
then what they have quoted is net of that management fee. So that gives you a way of putting money somewhere and
Yeah.
not really worrying about what it is invested in. We also have the same in dollars. So
Yeah.
some people are businessmen, they're exporting, importing, and they have all this USD that may be sitting around not doing anything. And that's a place because it offers liquidity. So sometimes if you need to withdraw,
Right.
then you're able to access that money. But they have other products like a basket note, which gives you now more tiered in terms of time. So you put 3 months, 6 months, 9 months,
Okay.
and you get a slightly higher return because now you're not withdrawing at any point in time. And pensions, if somebody wants, say, at your workplace,
Yeah.
they don't have a pension plan, we have places like that. Or if the pension plan you feel is not very good, we have a personal, individual pension plan where you can come and say, how much money can I be giving you so that at some point I will earn a pension when I retire, and that can work for you as well. If you're working for a company that doesn't have a pension plan, come to us. We can also sort you out and create a plan for your employees. So all this is there under us. Now in brokerage, we give you access to listed equities or listed companies on the Nairobi Securities Exchange, Uganda Securities Exchange, Rwanda, Tanzania. And you cannot buy or sell shares without a broker.
Yeah.
So you need a CDSC account, which is where the shares sit, Central Depository,
Yeah.
and then shares trade at NSE, and the broker is the one who facilitates all this. We facilitate it now through online trading platforms, but we have advisors who support you if you need any support. And we also do bonds and treasury bills. Now this is where you are directly investing in them. The same thing will also happen on the wealth management side. If you don't want to really deal with the actual shares you're buying, you can have an equity fund. So the equity fund buys shares, but you buy the unit. It's a unit trust.
Okay.
So you buy the unit, and then the unit will change in value dependent on what the underlying asset is doing, but you're not really the one buying and selling the individual shares.
Okay.
So all these products will be catering for different needs.
Yeah.
Somebody with, say, a low risk but higher liquidity needs will probably be working with a fixed income fund.
Okay.
So there's a solution for everybody at a different
Fantastic,
level.
fantastic.
Yes.
Wow. Yeah, right here is where you're going to be given or be provided for a holistic approach to money matters. Financial Clinic is right here partnering with NCBA. Go for it. Come for the advice. Come and open that account. Come and just know how you're going to plan your pension, retirement planning, wealth management, debt management, all that. You'll get it right here where our partners NCBA will be taking us through all that and giving us the solution. Remember, NCBA, go for it. Yeah, so coming back to the conversation, just before I get to the socials, because there's a lot of reaction right there. Dr. Bella, I just want to know, and even our viewers, how did you now settle on your financial advisor and say, okay, now I think this is the right person or institution to take you through your financials? Yeah.
Sally, I think one word, trust.
Trust.
That is very key, as we have just been speaking over the break, that we, in our society, we look at money like unafunika. It's like nakedness.
Yeah.
You have to hide. You have to hide money like you're hiding your nakedness, for lack of a better word. I'm sorry to use that.
It's okay.
But I think one, you need to trust the institution, and trust comes from what? You go for authentic institutions like NCBA is regulated by the central bank, and there are other institutions like if you want to do brokerage, there are brokers that are certified. And that is very key. And also make sure that whoever you are getting advice from has your best interest at heart. You see, if you go to people who don't have the best interest at heart, that's why we have a lot of conning around and so on and so forth. But you see, if you go to a place like a bank, in NCBA, you'll get there and they will give you all their products. It's very open discussion. The discussion should be open. There should be no hidden agendas, like hidden monies being, gotten out of view. You are investing, but what are the risks? They need to be open. So for me, that was very, very key because we act from a place of fear because of what people do to others in terms of investment. We have had issues of pyramid schemes and so on and so forth. So I think we need to go to authentic regulated institutions. Our banks like NCBA, we need to ask questions, ask the right questions. What if? That question of what if? What if is very, very key. Yes.
Fantastic. And just getting into the socials, Gishoy, I think a lot of these questions are for you. Someone is saying, good morning, Sally. Interesting topic. I love NCBA Bank and Services. However, I have never thought of them giving advice. Are there any charges? And please help me know the process of opening an account for my child. She's only 2. So I think you'll handle that first, Gishoy, then we'll go to the next question.
Yes. Well, I'm glad I'm here. Now you know. Yes, we do offer advice, and this is something that we need to do. I mean, we go to the bank, and as Dr. Ari said, we just think about the bank as deposit,
transactional,
and withdraw, and that's it. And for some reason, we're in a hurry. But if you go to the people who sit in the bank and say, I'm thinking of what to do with this money, they will advise you. You can walk into any branch of NCBA across the country, and they will be able to advise you and direct you to the right people if it needs to be. You need more specialized advice because we are in the background. And we don't charge for this advice. And that's where we've taken the approach of solutions. One of the things that maybe was not mentioned was that you see, if in the past I'm a stockbroker, and so I'm only thinking about you in terms of selling you. I make money when you buy or sell these shares. So if I'm going to be advising you, chances are I will be biased towards you.
Definitely
buying the shares. And so to remove that, we now have different solutions, so that it's no longer about you directly just buying shares. It is more about what is it you need. So that I'll be able to tell based on our conversation, and that's where trust comes. Based on our conversation, I don't think that this would be the right thing for you. Now, the experience you see with a lot of people is that they came into the market because they heard from a friend, they were having tea, and somebody told them they were buying shares, so they walk into somewhere and say, I want to buy shares. And they buy something they don't understand, and then a month later they come and their money is half. And, first the trust is gone. 2, they've lost money, and that was not their personality. And so they will never come to invest again. So what we do is we try now to look at it from the perspective of what do you need? And then based on what you need or what works for you, you might not know what you need. But once we have a discussion, and that's where trust comes in, because you need to trust me with information about where your money is sitting, and then we can have that discussion. So it is free. Walk into any branch and say you would need to do that. Now, in terms of opening an account, it's very easy. The investment bank is a subsidiary of the bank, so we are even regulated separately. But once you have an NCBA investment bank, our NCBA bank account, and you're on our mobile and online platforms, you can actually easily open a fixed income account, and we are able to support you to have an investment account. You can still come to the investment bank directly, and you just need a passport and ID. If you have a child, you need the birth certificate, and that's it. You'll open an account, and you can start, investing for them. But usually, say you're opening for a child, there would need to be a bank account that has the same, is the same, because then if you bought shares, where will your dividends go? They will have to go to an account. So it's a very simple process. Just walk into any investment bank, any NCBA bank branch, they will be able to support you.
Okay. Dr. maybe you can speak to, how now your financial advisor, because I know you're also with NCBA, kind of, assessing the risks. How does your financial advisor help you when it comes to that, or have they helped you when it comes to that?
Yes, I think, Sally, once you develop the relationship, the financial advisor will call you from time to time.
Yeah.
Or sometimes when you just want to know, I bought this bond, so what is happening?
Right.
The financial advisor comes in very handy when you want now personalized information. As he said, they will look at your profile, your portfolio rather, and give you the right advice. They can even tell you, now there's this new product, which I think you have some money that is come up, you can invest into it. To be honest, it's usually a two-way relationship.
Yeah.
Because you cannot be expecting the financial advisor just to be reaching out to you, and you're not reaching out for your, because this is for your own benefit. Right. It's not for them. It may be a job for them, and it may be like they have some target to reach, but it's specifically for your own benefit. So it's a two-way relationship. It's just not one way. It's not like the bank, as we all say, bank, the only product they have is money. So they're just reaching out to sell you money. No, it's a two-way relationship. It has to be developed. You need to learn their terminologies, their market things, their risks, their portfolios, their new products, new things coming up every day. There's an advantage of the internet where we learn a lot, but some of the information from the internet is not correct. It's not authentic. So you need some authentic information from qualified financial advisors. Yeah,
and talking about the internet, the digital space, probably, Gishoyi, then what are some of the digital tools probably NCBA has that can help just with the easy access of financial advice from you guys?
Yes. First of all, we have an online trading platform, which means we give you access to the market directly from wherever you are. So you're able to log in, you're able to see what you hold, you're able to see the market, what are the prices, what is going on. We have a WhatsApp channel where once you're a client, we put you on the channel and we make sure you get as much information as you can regarding what is happening. Has a company announced their results? Are they paying dividends? What are the returns? What interest rates are we giving on our different products? All the information that you may need. But sometimes, and I like what Dr. said, sometimes we may send you, the two-way thing is very important. Because, for example, every month I will send my clients an email with what we call stock picks. It will say, company A, this is what they're doing, this is what their financials look like, and we think this is a good stock to buy. Company B, this is happening, we think this is good. There is a bond that is available, we think it's a good one. But at that point I'm sending it, she may have bought it at a point where it was high and now it is low, or it is at a point where she has already made profit. So she'll probably be wondering, okay, he's telling me to buy, but I can see I bought it before and I already have money. Now, would my advice be to buy, or what happens? So it's that response of check my portfolio and tell me what you think. And then I'll probably look at her portfolio and say, oh no, you're supposed to be selling. Because that is more generic information. But that is to prompt you to look, but you're the one who knows what you hold. You now need, or sometimes there will be words there that you don't understand. You know, ROI, return on investment. I don't know. We have all that financial jargon, and so that's why we are there. You call us and find out, you know, based on ABCD, what do you think? What should I be doing?
Correct.
You said sell this, but I can see that the price you're giving me there and the price that I have here, those are the things that we do as financial advisors to dismantle or to make these things understandable at that level that anybody can understand. So we are communicating via email, we are communicating via WhatsApp channel, we are communicating via any way we can get the information to the investor. Our website is there. You can go there, you can see all the information. Because investment is about information. It's the key. You need to know. And that's why you need to invest actively and talk to your advisor, because over time, my goal is that today we meet, she doesn't know much about investment. But in a year, she's even seeing something and calling me and telling me, Mr. Gishoi, I'm looking at this thing and I'm thinking ABCD, because over time she has learned enough to walk on her own. And that's the key role of a good financial advisor. They're supposed to be giving you the tools to make your own decisions. So that they have, I also free my time to make someone else. They don't
need to influence you all the time.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, you're the one that makes the investment decisions. The investment decisions are for yourself. Yeah, wow. There are lots of
feedback right here. Hello, family. Does NCBA advise on what to invest in? As a bank, and I think that's what we were talking about, right? As a bank, I'm sure they know better what kind of market business has good returns, because I've tried several businesses, but I think that one you've addressed, Mr. Gishoi. Then someone is saying, hi Sally, it's Mo Salah. Kindly ask Mr. Gishoi if he would advise someone to buy NCBA shares and what is their projection growth rate. I think there's that, and also, so you take that one for shares, and then there's also, hi Sally, an amazing conversation. My question is, how are financial advisors compensated for their services, and do they have any potential conflict of interest in their recommendation? So first, of course, it's the shares, and then,
Those two questions are very related. I don't know if it's a coincidence. Someone is asking me to talk about NCBA shares. And there is someone saying potential conflict of interest. So that answers your question. We do not cover NCBA. The reason being, we work for NCBA. So naturally, we'll have a bias if we talk about it. So I'm sorry, I will not advise you on NCBA shares. I think they've performed well, but that I think maybe we can, if you share your contacts, we can find somebody who has covered NCBA. But under our research, we cover all the other financial institutions. We cover all the other shares that are traded on the Nairobi Securities Exchange. But NCBA would be a conflict of interest. The other question about how are we compensated? If you're on a wealth management side of things, then they charge you a management fee. So they're doing all the work in the background. You've given them money. They'll tell you, we're giving you 11% or 10%, and there's a 2% management fee. So it means ideally then they're charging you for that work they're doing in the background. When it comes to brokerage, we earn commissions. So we only earn money when you buy or sell. So if you buy shares, then there's a commission rate that will be there. It should be, it's across the board actually, it's 2.1% of whatever you trade, buy or sell. Of course, it depends. If you're doing day trades, one side is not charged. So there's a tiered tariff guide which we share openly of what charges you would have. And because we are regulated, any charges that we do have to be very, very clear to the person investing.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dr. Bella, you know, when some of the things or some of the responsibilities of a financial advisor probably is to take you through your retirement plan, planning your goals and all that, do you think it's important to keep reassessing those financial goals with your financial advisor?
Very, very important. Because also, you know, we invest at, first of all, at different times.
Right.
Times change, exchange rates change, new products come up. So I think it's very, very important. For example, I will just say what happened to me is that, you see, I was saving in a SACCO, and this is the other thing. Sometimes we save and we don't know where we are saving.
Yeah.
And I had saved money in the SACCO, some reasonable amount of money.
Yeah.
And the financial advisor just told me, you know, if you took this money and part of this money, not that you leave the SACCO, take part of this money and invest into this, you will be able to be getting, still you continue to invest into the SACCO, but here you'll still continue to get your dividends and the SACCO dividends. You see, those are the kind of things that, I mean, as a lame person, I would say I would never have thought about, because the financial advisor will be telling you what you're saving towards, the goals that you have, you can achieve by doing ABCD in your current circumstances. As he said, the portfolio, the profiling helps in making sure that they help you realize your goals.
Okay.
Not their goals,
but your own
goals. Yeah. Your money, your goals. The advice is for you to achieve the goals.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Surely I'm seeing someone here saying, is there a risk of being misadvised when you take up a financial advisor? What should one check out?
Well, of course, the one thing is qualifications. For example, in Kenya, there is laws around that. And the Constitution says you should have ICIFA, Institute of Certified Investment and Financial Analysts. CMA also insists, Capital Markets Authority also insists on you having a Certified Institute of Securities. It's an investment or investor qualification. It's called CC.
Okay.
And CISI. And what this does is they are trying to ensure that anybody giving financial advice, first of all, has a professional qualification. Just like accountants have their CPA and everything. The other thing is that, of course, sometimes it's what are they selling? Are you selling me something? Because there's a difference between, I've always had the distinction. People don't like being sold to, they like to be educated. So if somebody is selling something, then it means they'll be biased to what they're selling.
Definitely,
So, you know, if they are a real estate guy, and they'll be biased to try to tell you have to do this real estate thing, and they'll be pushing you towards that real estate thing. Vis-a-vis where you're saying, look, let's look at what you need, then let's look at what we have. And we have, even for the very high net, we have private wealth solutions where we are looking at even how much money are you putting in real estate? Is it too heavy? Do you need to put more? Across the board. So a good financial advisor should be able to look at things holistically. And then do it with you in mind, not with what they're selling in mind. So that they're growing you towards your financial objective rather than towards their return or their, you know, their making their own money without you actually getting. And so if you look at historically, you'll find that even financial institutions, just like law firms, where you used to be associated with the people behind them, because then they are very relationship businesses.
Yes.
Yeah, they're very relationship businesses. There's that person you call and you talk to, because you also, as Dr. said, you don't want to be disclosing everything of yours to just anybody.
Yeah.
So then it also means you need to find somebody that you can trust.
Okay.
Yes.
All right. Dr. Bella, we're getting almost towards the end of the show, and very briefly, probably you may just tell us, what is the most valuable piece of advice that you've gotten so far from your financial advisor?
A number of them, but
Right.
the one that comes on top of my head is that just do your budgeting.
Okay.
If you budget very well, you'll be able to diversify your investment. Just know where your money is going and what it's going towards. It's very, very important to know the money you're earning, where it's going, and what returns it can give you,
Okay.
whether short-term or long-term. So I think that was the best advice I got, is just you need to get hold of the way your money is dwindling.
Okay.
Or going around, because it's your money.
It is your money.
It is your responsibility to make sure that you take care of it.
Fantastic, fantastic. And probably, Mr. Gishoi, just to wrap up the show, what are your last words as we wrap up the show?
At the end of the day, it all begins with disposable income. And as Dr. Ria said, you need to get a hold of your finances.
Yeah.
Because sometimes I find myself talking about investment. I might come and tell you about investments, and you're sitting there thinking, with all these, taxes and what. I mean, I'm living from paycheck to paycheck.
Yeah.
And that means we need to look at our spending habits. There are things we do on a daily basis that are just eating into our finances and leaving us without disposable income. Because if you don't have disposable income, you cannot invest. You will invest, and tomorrow you need money, and then you'll have to maybe sell a share at a loss, because the money you invested was not money you could keep away.
Yeah.
So that's part of it. So once you have that, regardless of how small it is, you are now ready to start investing.
Yeah.
Even if it is 500 shillings and at the end of the month, this is all I have left. That can start to be put towards an investment plan.
Okay.
But once you start investing, go towards what we call critical mass, so that you have enough. Safety first. You have enough now to start thinking about more risky things.
Okay.
So that now you start growing a little faster.
Okay.
And so you find that there are solutions for those things. I think those are the most important things right now. So that when you come to the financial advisor, start with that discussion. Currently, this is what I am.
Okay.
This is what I'm ending up, or I'm ending up with nothing. And they can help you look and create a budgeting plan where you start to create that disposable income, and you can get booster.
Fantastic. What a beautiful place to end the show this morning, and thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for making time to be here. I know most of us, including myself, we've been able to learn quite a bit. I was actually taking notes, if you noticed, yeah? And so, I mean, here we are at the end of the show, but remember, with all the questions you sent, really do appreciate the feedback, by the way. There's lots of that, and definitely NCBA experts will be getting back to you, will share some of the concerns or questions that you may have, and they'll be able to reach out to you. Remember, if you have or need any proper financial guidance, then NCBA Bank is the way to go. They said NCBA, go for it. Go for the advice. Go for the, how to run your money, how to manage your wealth, how to manage debt. All this will find them under one roof at NCBA Bank. So remember that also there's this particular group of people that we must thank this morning, people who've ensured that we are on air this morning to bring you such beautiful content and advice when it comes to money matters. Our partners, we want to thank you and appreciate you for holding our hands. And if you feel you want to be part of this community, then just send the word partner to 20316, our SMS line, or 0786 316 316 is our WhatsApp line. And if you have anything that you may want to support this particular ministry with, then you can do do that by sending whatever it is to 316, and the account number shall be your telephone number. God bless you and keep you. See you again tomorrow when it comes to Matters Relationship Clinic. Goodbye for now.